Right, Crusaders, new camera. Thought I'd test it out. Sorry you're seeing hopefully me in better quality, but I don't know if that's a good or bad. Just going to do this quick little video of how I tie a nice simple bottom bait rig. This rig suits most of my fishing, and the simpler the better in my eyes. So I'll just show you. I've got heavy skin. Love this stuff. I've used it for years, never let me down. £15, you can get it in 25. This is the green. You can get the brown as well. The brown I really do rate as well, but I can't seem to find that very much these days, so we'll go with the green. And what I tend to do is I will roll that down to about my elbow. Now, length of rig is purely down to you, of course. I'm just going to show you roughly how I do it. So I'm going to get my scissors out. I'm going to chop this off. Now I always like to have a bit stripped back just by the hook, so it's got a little bit of movement. It's quite a stiff braid, obviously. I say stiff, but you know, so it's coated. I go by eye. I probably should measure it a bit better, but I like to take sort of a third off. Probably a bit too much there, but as you can see, it's sort of half and half really. So you got half stripped, goes all nice and soft, and half coated. And what I like to do first is I like to make a loop for my boilie, and I tend to do quite a big loop. Reason for that, as I'll show you, so it's a simple overhand knot. As you can see, that loop is quite big, but I like to have the knot quite a way down on the loop so that the knot will sit inside the boilie. It kind of just makes the boilie more secure. And I'll trim that up in a minute. Next, I like to put the boilie on, so we'll use the Magic Munch breed boilie. These are sort of 15mm, your average size basically. And we'll go through this. I like to put that on now. And as you can see, the actual knot is sort of inside the boilie, and it just gives it a sort of holding point. So if you can imagine having a little bait stop on there. One of the hooks I've been using pretty much all the time lately, the old Nash Twister. Really do rate these hooks, but obviously this year I'll be using something different. What I do, go through the back of the eye with the coated part, slide it down. So I like to have it with a little bit of gap just off the bend. Just hold it in place, and it looks about right for me. Ooh, looks about good, so it'd be sort of sitting like that far away. And what you want to do is just hold it in place with your left hand, or right hand if you're the other way, and it's quite simply the knotless knot. So you go around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do 9, I do 10. So just so it gets to the, I like it to just scrape the point of the hook basically. Don't know how well this is coming out, but it's just a tester. And then I like to go back up one as well, and then again back through the back of the eye of the hook, and just make sure before you tighten that down, just make sure that the hair is still coming directly down the shank of the hook, so it's directly off the back, so it's dead straight. Looks good. And just give that a little a little pull. I mean, you might have your rig pullers, but just give that a little pull. And as you can see, you've got that slightly uncoated bit there, just gives it a bit of flexibility. Now the boil is moved, so that's my bad. So let me just put that back on. I should have put an air stop. See, the knot is quite a way down, but once I pull that through, that'll sit just inside it. As you can see, it just sits just away from it. Let me just, I'm not getting too good an angle on this. So you got your little strip back bit. As you can see, it all sits nice. Now I'm just going to trim this bit of excess off, so I'll take this back off. I mean, that's how it will look in the end. I mean, straighten this out. I mean, you can steam this as well, so it'll go a bit straighter, and that is basically the finished rig. Let me put the boilie back on. So basically it's a very, very simple knotless knot. I mean, there's plenty of fandangled rigs, shall we say, but this rig here can be used many ways for many different size baits. You literally choose the length of your hair to fit whatever bait you want it to be. I'll use this rig perhaps in 25 pound for cats, but obviously I'll make that hair long enough to take three 21mm big pellets on, and I would do it exactly the same way. Put the hair on, put the baits on first, then bring the hook down exactly how you want it, and then tie it up. It will suit any bait basically. And as you can see, that's quite simple. It gives it a nice bit of movement. I love that bit of movement now, just so the hook can move. And I tend to as well on the end. I mean, I'm sure lots of people have different knots that they'll do, but again, I will do the same overhand loop knot, or whatever you want to call it, up the top here as well for my quick link. Depending on how long I want the rig, I'll do another nice big loop with the coating. Just pull it through. Pull it from the bottom of your baiting needle if you're going to use one. Just wet this one down, and I just like to give it a nice pull. And again, trim up the excess. I mean, sometimes I like that excess. Once I've cut it, I normally leave slightly bigger little bit there, and I'll burn that back a little bit just to blob it. So there's your finished rig. Again, you choose the length of that how you want it, and that rig will do pretty much anywhere for any kind of fish. Yeah, nice and simple. And again, like I say, any size baits, you want to do that for a 10mm bottom bait, or 3 21mm halibut pellets. It's that versatile. You can just custom it to how you want it to be. For cats as well, I wouldn't strip that back. I would use that fully coated. So I'd do the hair fully coated, put the baits on, and the knotless knot fully coated. Obviously, because of their pads, it just gives it that little extra protection. So yeah, that's pretty much my finished normal bottom bait rig. Can't get no simpler or no easier than that. There's no need to complicate it. That will catch you fish, without a doubt.